Hey guys, welcome back. So another episode here. We're starting off by creating some more than needed trank arrows just to have them. You never know when an opportunity strikes, right? So we're at level 37 and we start exploring a little bit outside of our comfort zone right now, something that you need to start doing as soon as you feel like it because otherwise the resources that you have near you are going to be pretty much exhausted, right? So right now we are taking our little tamed trike for a little ride down the line to see what we can find. There's something beautiful down there that I would like to get. Pretty much. Right, so we're looking all over the place because this area is known to be a raptor's haven, and not only a raptor haven, so we'll see what else we have in this area. For the time being, just some herbivores, which is fine, right? So we're gonna go outside with our little trike. Just placing him right there, taking the rod again, and we are walking. We're gonna go just a little bit further because I had a hunch, because of the quest that I was trying to do, the hunt and kill 10 carnos, right? So there's one of the carnos, pretty big one actually, as you're gonna see, and we're gonna try and catch this little carno, huge level, in our little taming pin that we've created last episode, right? Now looking at it with our little scope there, we see that he's a pretty huge level, for us at least, at the beginning of the game. So we will start trying to get him, to lure him to our raft here, and he doesn't seem to notice us at this time, so we're wasting a couple of arrows here, but this is needed because I don't want to be down that beach with him while he's chasing me. I need to be really close to my raft for this operation to not get me killed, you know. So we are on hardcore, so hardcore, if you die, you lose all your XP, you pretty much have to start from zero, which is something that we do not want to do, right? So finally now, one of our arrows is going to hit him, and he will aggro. I'm waiting for him to just push me inside the raft, which happens right now. I even left my trike there, because it has a huge life pool, if you want. So I'm going to try and put him to sleep as fast as I can inside my raft, so I can tame him in safe conditions, right? Nothing attacks him. Okay, this is going to take a little while, of course. It's hard to take him, and for some reason he was able to jump outside of the raft, and unfortunately this happens, right? So he's gonna go under in the water, which means no more carno. This river here is full of piranha fishes, mega piranha, and I just get a glimpse of him to my little scope while he was being devoured. So bye bye carno, bye bye arrows. Fortunately he didn't manage to kill my trike, he's going to recover just fine, but just for you to know, I left this in just for you to know what could happen in Ark in a second's time, right? So the trap didn't work, the taming pin didn't work for this carno. For some reason or the other, now carnos are able to jump. I didn't know that. Usually they get trapped in this kind of taming pins. I also have seen one of those big big nasty creatures there, so I'm just gonna go back in my raft. Nothing really I can do right now. It's really upsetting. Trying just to get a glimpse, maybe something, maybe I missed something, maybe I can still do something in this area, but you're gonna see this is just me waiting basically, but nothing's gonna happen. I was a little bit disappointed right now. I'm just telling you, this game is full of disappointments. You just have to move away from those and enjoy the game for what it is, right? So I wouldn't necessarily call that a feature, if you will, right? So at least I get a nice present. I get that ascended thingy there. And now we're moving back to our regular activities. We are crafting some more, we are trying to gather more resources, and we are trying to basically raise the levels of all of our tames, so we can get them as fast as we can to the levels needed for us to be able to use them, to utilize them properly, right? We are very close to getting our PT and to make a saddle for our PT. Level 37, one more level, and I think the PT is going to be ours right now. Just getting some more stones, anything I can, just to get that level in there. I'm very close, as you can see. I'm adding right now the stats that I want, 1 stat point to my health. I am now researching the engram for the PT saddle, and I will create a PT saddle right now and start enjoying pretty much the flight experience in this game. Also, the Dodec, the Ankylo saddle and the Sabertooth saddle all are going to come very handily for us to be able to evolve, to go through the game and actually be able to progress to the game, right? To the later stages of the game. So these are going to be our tames that we will try to take from the game and make them our own in the next episodes that we are going to do in this series. So right now constructing the PT saddle, the regular one, because the ascended one that we got the blueprint for is quite expensive. We do not have the chitin right now to do it. I'm just going to deposit and create some new narcotics here. Narcotics is always good to do, to have in reserve, right? Our trike is back to health right now, and now I'm going to take my PT for the first flight in this progression of the game. Right. I am a bit concerned that I'm too heavy, but you will see that he will be able to carry me. There you go. We are now flying. We are no longer stuck to the ground. We are now airborne, and a whole new universe just opened up for us, basically, right? So going forward, we will have a flying creature to help us in our quest to finish this game, basically, to not only survive the mobile Ark, but also to thrive in it, right? So I'm going to put it probably on ignore group whistles. I don't know if I'm doing this right now, but this is useful, and also I don't want it to attack anything. I want it to be passive, just to fly away basically if it gets attacked, because otherwise it's gonna create a mess, right? So I'm moving my trike out of the boat, and I'm going to start using my PT or different things that I want to do next. Very important, go to your little buddies, pet them. They will give you a significant XP boost to all your creatures. Level up your creatures. I will level up mainly their health. You need them to be as healthy as possible to survive any attack from big creatures. And now we are going to take the raft and take it for a little spin, rather. I'm also creating here the scope for the long neck. This will come in handy pretty soon. We need to have a scoped long neck. It's basically a sniper in this game, right? So there you go. You just place the attachment like that, select it, and then drag it over the long neck. And of course, we are going to call our PT Perry, because that's the perfect name for any PT in the game. Alright, now, just to make an improvement to my raft, I am destroying this part of the taming pin that didn't work with the Carno, and I'm going to replace it with a stone dinosaur gate. This is going to be better for us to do. In time, I'm going to also increase the height of the lateral walls. Just another level, just to make sure that nothing escapes my taming pin. And now I'm off with my PT to explore the world, but also look for supply drops in some places where I couldn't reach before. Now this is going to scare the hell out of me, because I am landing in a pretty precarious position right here on this edge. And if I would have gone on foot there, I would have been dead pretty much. There's a lot of carnivores around the way there. Nothing important in the drop, although it was a pretty high level one. Ark Mobile is known for very low drops, fortunately. And now I'm spotting something that might be interesting. I am going to look at it through my scope, my eyeglass, right? There it is, a Baronix, level 14, not too big, but something that could be useful, right? So I'm trying to catch some fish, because baryonyx like fish when they are tamed. Right, killing some mega piranhas, killing some of these tasty tunas, saber-tooth tunas that are living in this river here. Getting the fish that I need. There you go. You have to be careful about this saber-tooth tunas. They do have a small attack which can make you really slow. So if they attack you and they give you this slowness, then a mega piranha attacks you, that's gonna be pretty hard for you to do anything. So you need to be careful where you are attacking these tuna fishes, prehistoric tuna fishes. Look, I'm winded. So this is another thing. It's taking out your stamina. It's making you slow, right? So now I have the fish. I'm going just to pick up this supply crate here. And again, nothing really useful. Just some things that, you know, you might still need along the way. Trying to position my PT there to be close to me to help me if I need a little bit of help. I'm just going to deposit some things in here which I don't really need, and I'm going to place one of these bonfires, campfires, inside my my little raft. Might be useful in the future. So now we will try to go back where we seen that baryonyx. We'll try to capture it, right? So there he is. I'm going after him on foot, also feeding my PT to be full level, full health, right? In Ark Mobile, you cannot attack with PTs while you are standing on the ground, so you need to be very careful about that. Okay, that got him his attention, and I'm trying to put him inside, but for some reason the mechanics in the game didn't work as expected here, so I couldn't lure him inside, which is pretty annoying. Almost got him here. I also almost died, so I had to retreat really quickly and feed my little Perry there. But while I was force feeding my Perry to regain health, the bear just got outside and started fighting one of these turtles. And guess what? The turtle win, as you will just see in a moment here, which is again very annoying. A low-level Baryonyx trying to fight a very high-level Carbonaris, and the Baryonyx dies in the end, losing yet another possible useful Tame for the future of the game, right? I was so annoyed here, seeing how he was dying, but I literally couldn't do anything about it, so I just had to leave him to his death there. Still not a high level, I still can't do a lot of things that I would normally do in a later stage of the game. This Baryonyx would have been perfectly salvageable, let's say. I could have saved him if I was later in the game, I had more levels, more items and stuff like that, but at this point there were really nothing much I could have done, right? So what we want to do now, we want to do a simple quest, which is to go with the raft, reach the end of the map basically to see the force field, and then you will receive some experience and also a little bench to place wherever you want. But also in doing this, I will then do something else. Not just gonna tell you that just yet. Here I almost lost my PT. The game has a nasty bug when you encounter the force field. It kind of throws off the boat, any Tames you have with you, and there were a lot of sharks in the area, so I jumped quickly into the water. I pretty much freed the PT from under the boat, and as fast as I could, I got back onto the boat, and fortunately nothing got lost, nothing got destroyed. And I also did the quest, I performed the quest, so got some experience there for my trouble, right? So now what I want to do, I want to go to what is called the Herbivore Island that you can see down the horizon in front of the raft, and there's a couple of wildlife that we are going to need if we want to progress further into the game, right? So looking forward to getting there, but in the meantime just sightseeing and pretty much admiring a game that is designed for a mobile experience but still has great graphics, although it's pretty old, right? 5 to 7 years, I can't remember exactly when this game came out, but it's still beautiful to look at and to play in, right? It creates a very immersive world that can relax you after a hard day's work or school or whatever, right? So now we are reaching the Herbivores Island, what is called the Herbivores Island, and here we are just going to try to catch and tame a little beast that we really need in the future of the game. Something that we are going to put to use immediately if we are able to catch it, and you'll see in just a couple of minutes what I mean. It's a big mystery for anyone who played Ark before, right? What is the main reason you are coming for, or you are coming for, to the Herbivore Island, where here we are going to look in the safest conditions possible for a Ankylo. That Ankylo is going to help us gather all the metal that we need to progress in the game, to gain levels faster and to craft items. So I'm positioning my raft right here, facing obviously the beach, because you need to get the Ankylo somehow on top of that raft, right? It's pretty slow, he can't jump, so you need to be very close to the edge of the sand. If it's in the water, then you're gonna have problems putting him on the taming pin. Looking for it, I'm taking a stroll to the island, trying to see what we have here. And I think looking around here I can see one, and guess what? It's actually a pretty huge level, right? A female 125 level. At this point I knew what to do, armed my crossbow, starting to put some poisonous arrows into his head, up inside the boat, open up the gate, drag him a little bit more, position myself inside my raft so he can pretty much get next to me, right? So now I'm closing quickly the doors so he cannot get out. And this is pretty much how you tame any of the wildlife in this game. You just trick them into getting into your raft, into your taming pit, into your trap, whatever, exposing yourself a little bit, losing a little bit of health, maybe more health depending on the animal that you're trying to catch, right? You have to be careful about that. He's going to attack me a couple of times, but I need to be really close so I don't waste too many arrows, like I'm doing here, for example, where I cannot aim the head of the beast. I'm just aiming to my gate directly, but pretty soon he will go under. She will go under, to be more exact, right? So always taming this beast. It's gonna take a while because it's heavily armored, and the narcotic effect, let's say, the sleeping effect, is going to be harder, to take harder effect to the beast, right? You're gonna need a lot of arrows to put them down. He's also pretty high level, she's also pretty high level, so that also comes into question here, right? As high level as an animal is, it's going to take a lot of taming effort and a lot of narcotics to get it under. But once it got down, we can actually watch a little bit the stats. Incredible stats for Tame. I'm just gonna grab some of my narcotics to have them ready, place them inside the beast, right? Force feed him some narcotics to keep him under for a little bit. And now I'm just gonna wait for it to starve for a couple of hours. Starving a creature before attempting to tame it is going to reduce significantly the taming time. Although also the taming effect is going to be reduced a little bit, just as you are going to see. We started with a taming effect of 89%, which meant a possibility of gaining 54 extra levels on the beast after it's yours, basically. That dropped to 70%, and 70% taming effect was somewhere around 40 levels when we were able to finally tame it and take it with us back home. It's gonna take a while. High level 125. I didn't have any special meals to give. I need to learn how to do those, and there's a couple of quests that can help us learn how to create those special meals, right? The kibble, it's called in the game. But until then, the best I could do is to feed him some mejo berries, pretty much the fruit, the berry that all the herbivores like in the game. I'm going to sleep a couple of times, get him starved, feed him only some narcotics before I start actually taming him. I want to get him lower in his food pool there, right? Before starting to actually feed him. So now it's time to start feeding him. You will see that the taming is going to increase pretty fast until a certain point when he gets build again. And after that is going to be a ride of 3 days of taming this beast. In this time I had to use about 120 narcotics onto this thing. We started at 52 extra levels, as I said earlier, and we're gonna end up somewhere around 43 or 45 extra levels when we finish taming him. With kibble and probably with less narcotics, the taming effect would have been greater, more levels for us to gain, but it's fine. It's for an Ankylo, it's just what you need. You don't have to really go overboard here. You just need an Ankylo that can carry you and can mine for metal, basically. That's all you need, and you're gonna be fine. So sleeping again, waking up again, as I said, 3 days in a row you have to do this to actually tame an Ankylo at this level. If you're playing with higher level beasts and you get a level 180, for example, you're gonna have to wait probably for 6 days or something like that and spend even more narco berries, right? So now I have to actually take care of myself a little bit, gather some berries, eat some berries, drink some water, because otherwise I would starve, right? So this is the easiest way to get your character to stay alive. You don't need cooked meat at this level. Cooked meat is good when you're going to extreme adventures like caving, like battling alphas and so on, because there the risk is higher to lose life, basically. And to regain quickly that life, you need cooked meat, as you need raw meat for your carnivore tames. But you force feed yourself with cooked meat so you can gain pretty fast the life back. So this is actually the 3rd day in a row, still at 77%. I was like, come on dude, how much do I need to wait? 3 days in game are like 45 minutes in real life, so I was like really spent. I was gonna just leave him there, but eventually I said, okay, let's hang on just a little bit. And there you go. The 4th day, after we start taming him, we had level 171 Ankylo, huge life, huge stamina, some weight limit to it, not gonna lie, and we named him the Stoner, right? He gathers for you metal and stone, so Stoner, the perfect name. Alright, so now we are just putting some of these berries on him so he can get fed. I'm taking my mojo berries back because I need those in case I want to tame another herbivore. And now I'm going to start to gather all the metal on the herbivore island before I go. This is good to do because you are in no danger here. There's no carnivores that can surprise you. And there's quite a lot of metal here. You can actually get about 600 pieces of metal, maybe even more if you're lucky, depending on the build, right? The arc that is created for you when you start the game. So sometimes here you can find actually over 2,000 metal ingots, so that's 4,000 pieces of metal. This time around for me, if I remember correctly, I had about 1,500, right? 1,500 metal ingots at the end of this adventure. I'm also killing pretty much whatever I can with the Ankylo just to gain levels. I need more weight on this guy, and I'm not only sticking to the metal ore, I'm also mining every stone that I can mine on this island, because everything gains me just a little bit of metal, and I can do this pretty fast here without being in any danger from any animal, right? So just moving as fast as I can, getting all these stones, get them back on the boat, deposit everything in my forges and in my smithy, and I'm going to be a happy camper for a long period of time because I have a lot of resources at my disposal at the end of gathering everything on this island, right? So it's a little bit annoying. We don't have yet a bigger flyer that could carry around Ankylo, right? Like one of the eagles, but still, just by traveling by foot, we can still get a lot of things. As you can see here, quite a lot of metal and quite a lot of stone. And not to mention, you can still get wood, thatch, flint, and all of these are going to be very, very useful for us in the long term, right? So look, I'm getting a lot of narco berries just by sweeping the ground in front of the rocks. So this is pretty much an automatic process. I just do it, and like the good guy that he is, he just gathers everything in his path, right? So I'm putting my metal into the forges. I'm starting the process of melting them. This is going to be an ongoing process for a lot of time. I'm only going to use 2 forges and not more. I've seen people doing like 12, 20 forges. Why would I do that? I'm not going to need all the metal immediately and can pretty much do with just the metal that I have, right? So here we have to be careful to not go into the water, into the deep water, because there's a lot of sharks here and we might get killed pretty much. Another level, another weight limit increase, and let's see, very carefully we are going to smash that rock as well. So this is pretty dangerous. There's a lot of sharks in this water, but you know, every rock counts, right? Okay, so we are going to move the raft just a little bit. We are now way above 2000 pieces of raw metal that we are cooking, and we are going to go on the other side of the thing. Oh no, actually I'm now leaving. I didn't show everything because it was too boring for you guys, so I'm going to show you mining that whole mountain. Now we're gonna go home and we are going to be really happy having our new Tame at base, our temporary base from the beginning of the game, where he can actually help us and also gain levels passively from our little friends, or little hot dogs there, right? There you go. He fits just perfectly in here with the other pets that I have. Just pet everyone. Everyone's gonna give us that sweet, sweet XP boost. And I like to do it while keeping a hatchet in the hand, so every pet gets scared. Alright, some levels to be applied to the rest of the Tames. I'm doing that right now. After that, we are going to get to work. We are going to pretty much harvest all the metal that we can.